Hi, everyone. My name is Mike Fox. I'm the founder of Bright Lights. We're a recruiting firm in the Ontario region for the most part and the like. And I've been doing this, having a chance to work with mid-sized technology companies for the last 27 years. And I'm proud and happy to have Lisa Earle McLeod, who is a friend and a best-selling author. You can see the books behind her, Leading with Noble Purpose and Selling with Noble Purpose, that you should go to Amazon immediately and buy because they are absolutely brilliant. But the reason that I have Lisa Earle here today is that I've had the chance over the years, I sit in on tons of interviews with hiring managers who are going ahead and trying to bring excellent talent into their organization. And what I find them falling down on over and over again is their ability to really talk about their quote unquote, their noble purpose, talk about what makes them unique and what makes them special. And so having read these two books and tried to take what they actually preach into heart, I wanted to get Lisa Earle to try and explain some of the wonderful things that she does with organizations, and B, is bring her up here eventually to Canada and have a chance to meet with some of you folks. So Lisa Earle, thank you so much, and maybe give us a quick overview of some of the brilliant work that you've done with both US as well as Canadian companies.
Well, one of the things that most companies are challenged with is competitive differentiation and emotional engagement, because you can work on your systems and processes, and that will make you a good company. But if you want to be truly exceptional, you need competitive differentiation and emotional engagement. You need passionate employees who can translate that passion to their customers. And so that's the work that we do. And I do actually a lot of work in the tech space. And I've worked with a couple of Canadian companies. We were part of helping Hootsuite scale. They doubled revenue during the time that we worked with them. I've worked with Vidyard, another Canadian company, another tech company. G Adventures, who's right there in Toronto, is a client of ours. And what all those companies had in common was they had something unique. They had a differentiated solution, but what they needed help with was articulating that and getting to where every single person in the company, from the recruiters going out and getting talent, to the salespeople, to the customer service people, where every single person understood what made that company unique, and it became a living, breathing force. And that's what we call noble purpose. And so we created a whole methodology to help companies operationalize that at every level.
Right. So maybe you could just give us quickly the three questions that you use to try and sort of describe how the process works and the like.
Yeah. So a lot of people are talking about purpose in the marketplace these days, which is really exciting. But the mistake that a lot of companies make, there's two key mistakes. One is companies will often say, well, our purpose is to be the #1 provider. Well, that's all fine and well, but that's not that exciting a message for your customers. But then the other thing that companies do is they'll often have a clear purpose statement, but they don't operationalize it. And so what we do is we start with what we call the 3 discovery questions. So if it's okay, I'll use you as a test. So imagine we're in an executive team meeting, you're the CEO, we've got everybody else, all the other functional areas, and the 3 questions we ask are, the first one is, how does your organization make a difference to customers? So what would you say?
What we do as an organization is we take a company and we actually put a mirror back in front of them to really show them the strengths and weaknesses that they have as a company, what makes them unique and what defines them, so that the candidates that we bring forward truly match them in terms of needs, skills, attitude, et cetera. And that's one of the biggest challenges that people have, is to their own self-awareness of who they are and what they represent to the outside world, especially, as you had said, when you get down further into the ranks of the organization, it's oftentimes all over the place as opposed to a cohesive message. It gets really watered down.
Help with that. Yeah. So the second question we would ask, and we would either do this with a founder and or with an executive team. The second question, and this is getting to a little more emotional, because a lot of people have a value prop, but it's kind of sterile. The second question is this: how do you do it differently than your competition?
Well, you know, everybody is different, and each manager and each executive has his own particular sets of needs. And so by having had experience over 25 years of doing this, is your ability to actually match and understand where they're coming from as human beings, what their own strengths and weaknesses are, and being able to push that back to them and the like, is it makes a they get a perspective that you really understand where their pain points are, and they are able to manage around that. Because really, the art of hiring talent, especially at the leadership level, is like finding a partner for yourself.
Yeah.
And you need somebody who you really trust and respect, and trust is a huge factor associated with it as well. So that's what I do.
So I'm going to ask you the third question, but before I do, I want you to think about how you articulate these answers. And the way that you answered these two questions is pretty common to the way a lot of executives would answer them. And you kind of gave me a paragraph. And that's a challenge. It's a great start that you've got answers. But when it's a paragraph, it's really hard to translate down into really crisp messaging that your employees can not just articulate, because saying is one thing, but they can operationalize it.
Right.
And let me tell you the last question. And it's, on your best day, what do you love about your job?
Well, now that I've screwed up the first two questions, now you got me. No, I'm just joking. No, the ability to make a difference in somebody's life and in a company's life is a really magical opportunity. And when you really are able to accomplish that, it's special. And every day is special because I'm always dealing with different unique characters, both from the candidate as well as a leadership standpoint. It's a lot of fun. I'm blessed.
You've tapped into, on that last thing, one of the most important elements of the Noble Purpose methodology, because people want to make money, but they also want to make a difference.
Yeah,
and when you create that tribe of true believers that understands our work matters, that's how you become a differentiated company. So what we do, sometimes companies have a purpose statement and our job is to help them operationalize it. And sometimes they don't. And if they don't, we start with these 3 discovery questions at an executive level, and we come up with a clear and succinct statement. One of our customers, their Noble Purpose statement is, we care about delivering amazing travel experiences. And I can tell you, 1,800 people in the organization can all recite it. And most importantly, they can say, and the way I do it in my job is this. And so it's really exciting, because it's what we specialize in is taking companies that already have a great platform and helping them become exceptional.
Right.
Getting that into the heartbeat of all of their employees, that great sense of purpose. So I would love to come to Toronto and meet the clients that you work with.
We're going to do everything we can to bring you up here, and regardless of that, the books are really quite superb, and I can't recommend them highly enough. And I'm looking forward to bringing you up here, and maybe we'll do it on Pride Week again next time.
So,
maybe probably earlier. Yeah.
Google Noble Purpose and you will find me. We've got all kinds of resources, and I hope to see you in Toronto soon.
Okay. Thanks again, Lisa. Be well. Ciao.